Hello, Ritzy Roy here again. This is probably gonna be my. I'm planning on uploading 3 videos today. This is my second today, so I might be a little missing things or not worn out, but I am really hyped today. So I might miss a few things. I might have to like mess up and go back. And also, I covered Rosalina, which is a character I'm not very familiar with, but I went out and looked her up a bit, watched some good gameplay, and followed a few Rosalinas, and now I have the breakdown for her. So let me cue the music. My bad for that. Turn this down a little bit. Okay, so obviously this is Rosalina. She overall is a very technical character that you're not going to be doing the Unga Boonga Gorilla Rushdown playstyle that I am very fond of, which means you're gonna need a lot of discipline when playing her, I will say. But if you're someone who likes discipline or just generally a more analytical or nerdy gameplay, you're gonna like Rosalina because she's extremely technical. She's a set play kind of character, and something I'm gonna go over with her is what I like to call Rosalina or Luma displacement, because this is like very important. When you see my gameplay, you're gonna see me using a lot of Luma displacement because it's like it can like literally change games. So let's do her pros and cons. So her pros are she has this little bugger with her name Luma. He's I don't know what to even call him. He's like Nana, but if he dies in your stock, you can get another one. He can take a total of 50 damage. So someone like Roy can actually delete him really fast. Sorties in general bully him because, as you can see, he's kind of stubby and he's not really he's not too disjoint like he looks. And yes, he is his own separate functioning character who is affected by gravity. I'll show you right now. So if I throw him off the stage, he'll sink. Well, I'm near him, so he's gonna hop to me happily. Luma's so cute. Okay, if I throw Luma off stage, no, Luma, behave. Okay, hold on. Look at him. All right, you'll see it during my fights, but he's being a little Luma right now. So when you throw Luma on stage, he will sink if you leave him unattended. But right now, he's in Rosalina's presence, so he's being good and hopping towards me, I guess. But he usually sinks if you leave him or her. I'm actually not sure if Rosalina Luma is a boy or a girl. I'm not sure if Luma is a boy or a girl. It might be a girl. I'm not sure. Anyways, they will hop towards you if they fall off stage like that. If you're close to them. They can also sink. I think I have to do normals to have that. Yeah. So if I'm doing normals, they are affected by gravity. And they'll begin their little hops. Like Jigglypuff, they have multiple jumps. I'm breaking them down individually because Luma is... I know I keep stressing this, but she is her own character. Like, Luma is literally a whole, like, fleshed out character with a moveset and everything. Besides, she doesn't have a down B. Well, she has that little breakdance that I don't think does anything. Rosalina has a down B that actually is really good against projectiles. So yeah, Luma literally counts as a whole con because whenever someone's fighting you, they're fighting two people, which Luma is annoying to the enemy. So keep that in mind. Okay, so her next pro is the fact that if you're fighting a projectile character or someone who's camping you out in general, Rosalina has a very nice down B, which just completely nullifies projectile spammers. You're gonna see, I literally wasn't gonna record this game, but I fought this super duper campy me sword fighter of all characters. Yeah, this man was actually trying to camp me out with me sword fighter, and I wasn't gonna record it because it wasn't good gameplay footage, but I made good use of her down B. And this is important because if you are struggling with projectile-based characters in this game, I suggest maybe giving Rosalina and Luma a try because she's nice against projectile characters. So that's another one of her pros. She bullies projectile-based characters. Wait, hold on, isn't this a Mario? Oh wow, that's crazy. Okay, I swear to y'all, the first song's the only song that like I actually choose. The rest of it just comes on by itself because I'm on a Spotify playlist. I just be getting lucky with these sometimes. It's crazy that Rosalina's song had to come on while we're covering her. Okay, so yeah, those are her pros. Also, this is, I don't know if it's a pro, but it's an attribute or like a passive she has on her. If you play RPGs, that language would make more sense. I like to make these tutorials for like just gamers in general or people who are new to games, but people don't understand fighting games as much, I guess. So if you play RPGs or MOBAs, a passive or just an attribute she has to her, which this could be good or bad. Well, she has two. One, she's kind of part of like the Zelda and Ness category where her moves are really magic-y, meaning fighters or melee type people are gonna have trouble getting through it because she's generally gonna out prioritize it. And her hitboxes are kind of big for someone who's not a swordy, which is nice. And then her second passive or attribute is her physics are kind of interesting. On ground, you don't want to be short hopping too much with her because this is her short hop, by the way. As you can see, she falls kind of. It takes her a while to reach the apex of her jump before she can fast fall, which kind of is weird. Um, but as you can see, that's one hop with her and it goes really high. And for that reason, she actually has some pretty solid edge guarding that I wasn't able to make full use of this video, but she has solid edge guarding and solid ledge trapping with Luma, which is very nice. So I think that's about most of her pros out the way. Oh yeah, and this is another pro. She is extremely technical. Like she has one of the highest. Honest to God, she might have the highest skill ceiling in the entire game. The only person I can really think about who comes close to it is maybe Link, Shulk, or Sheik, but she is a character that if you're looking for a character that you can push very far and like turn them into like a complete monster with enough practice, I would say she's a good character for that. Now, for that reason, she's kind of hard to secondary. If you played, she's like, she's like Kin. If you play her, and you secondary other people. I don't suggest secondary Rosalina and Luma just because she's very technical and takes a lot of time and effort to get good at. And Rosalina and Luma displacement, I'll talk about that when I'm talking about her tech or general stuff. So let's get to her cons, because I talked about a lot of the pro. So her cons are because she is part of like that weird magic-y hitbox type stuff, swords tend to just out prioritize it and just go straight and cut straight through it. So sword fighters are really annoying for her. And two, if you notice, her normals come up kind of fast, but they have this weird problem where they all linger weirdly. So in a way, her frame data isn't amazing. Like she can't get ultra high APM because all her normals kind of linger and flow out like this. She's not gonna be like she could just go nair nair nair. With her, it's like nair, nair, and like nair like that. So she's a lower APM character, but she's complemented by the fact that Luma is kind of high APM. Luma can get those buttons out. So, but Rosalina herself is low APM. Another weakness of Rosalina, without Luma, her damage output actually isn't. Her damage output and kill power isn't that good. It's a little bit below average. She kind of needs Luma to do a lot of the heavy, like the hard work or heavy lifting, sadly. So when Luma's dead, you don't have. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. This is also a con. Luma can die, and when Luma's dead, let's just. Sorry, Luma. I felt so bad doing this. She did. Okay. Yeah, I think she died. Yeah, okay, when Luma dies, you don't have a side B anymore, which means no more zoning. Your down B still works, and your neutral B is only useful for like B reversing and switching up your landing. So that's one of her problems when Luma dies, which this is a huge problem. And on top of that, you don't have super good approach options without Luma. You'll quickly see that all of your approach is going to come down to Luma displacement, and it's kind of weird without Luma. So you become a very basic character without amazing approach options, and you're not too good in the corner without Luma. That's one of your cons. Another con I would say about her is because she is so like floaty. She kind of gets like air bullied in a weird way. It's kind of hard for her to land. She's super duper floaty, and she has decent airspeed, but she's like so floaty that like she's the bad kind of floaty. She's not like Lucina floaty where it's like it's hard to juggle her. She's a floaty where like she takes forever to hit the ground, so you can kind of just keep her up. And if Luma's not there to help her in disadvantage, it's kind of a problem. But as you can see, she has really far-reaching hitboxes, which are nice. So those are her general pros and cons. And I guess if you want, you can count the con of the fact that she is low PM and she's kind of technical too. So she'll take some time to learn to be like really proficient with her. That's kind of, I don't really consider that a con. It's just something that comes with the character. You know, that's just a gimmick of playing the character. think the ad is over. Yes, it is. All these. Is this another Mario Galaxy song? Wow. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, so she's kind of technical, good against zoners. So let's just a quick overview. She's technical, good against zoners. She's a nerdy character. She's very floaty, has good edge guarding, has a very solid recovery with her up B, is amazing against projectile characters. I might have said that twice. That's why I like her, is the fact that she's good against projectile characters. And Luma has almost an infinite skill cap that almost no one in the world has completely mastered. Even like Dabuz probably could push her further. And she's brimming with like advanced tech that humans just can't do yet. So if you want to be the first human to do the tech, be my guest. Okay, let's get into some gameplay and I'll break down some of the stuff I'm doing with her. I'm gonna do like what I did with the DK video. I'm gonna show the perfect Luma game. This game is a little too perfect, as you're gonna see. So the perfect Rosalina and Luma game. A normal Rosalina and Luma game, and then like a really, really rocky one that I didn't do so hot in. So you can see her weaknesses. So the perfect Rosalina and Luma game is gonna look like this. It's against Incineroar just because I don't know. Someone was playing Incineroar in a Elite Smash, and this is the best gameplay I could get. So we're fighting Incineroar. He's big, he's slow, and he kind of has trouble getting in. And I immediately displaced my Luma in front of him to just be annoying. Because Luma, she has good frame data and she can harass people. And right now, that was a good play by him. Right now, his goal is to try getting on me. But I'm just using Luma to just be an extra annoying hitbox out there, on top of my really good rapid jab, too. There, I just edge guard with Luma. And here I'm just showing that like her ledge trapping and advantage they are good. I retract Luma, do a forward air, and then her retracting forward air hits him. I hit him. See, that's something you can do. You can combo into Luma. I forgot to talk about that. Rosalina can sometimes set things up into Luma. When you get really good with her, that's gonna be stuff. That's how you're gonna get your damage output off of her. Because unless you're doing that, she actually has really below average damage output. But if you can combo into Luma, you kind of just melt people. And then this Incineroar kind of just decided he had enough. I kind of don't blame him. This is a hard fight. That's a really hard fight for Incineroar. A lot of fights are hard for him, but Rosalina and Luma is particularly frustrating. So that's like the ideal game where you just keep setting up Luma and edge guarding. She is very strong edge guarding and ledge trapping. Almost all the set play characters in this game are really good at edge guarding and really good at ledge trapping. So this is a good Rosalina and Luma game, but it's not like, you know, the ideal one like that last one was. And by good, I mean good by my standards, not, you know, good in general. Because I've just picked her up like today for this video. So here I'm displacing Luma to play neutral for me against the Kazuya. The Kazuya is starting to realize this. So he starts shielding Luma, but there I wasn't playing neutral at all because I know Kazuya hits really hard, and Luma isn't. I hate to say Luma's replaceable, but Luma, she can come back to life, and she has infinite stocks. You don't. So sometimes you just gotta send her into the fray to do the scary fighting for you, like I did. Luma might be a boy. I'm honestly not sure. Luma sounds feminine though, so it's probably a girl. So generally what I'm doing against a lot of these scary characters, I'm having Luma play my neutral. And I'm just being there as like someone to reposition Luma and stuff. And then when Luma dies, I'm using Rosalina to play neutral. But against Kazuya, because I know he can kind of just delete me, I'm mainly playing neutral with Luma, which is something that characters who are slow and want to get in and do a lot of damage are going to be annoyed by her because there's two people they have to fight. And the one person they have to fight is very hard to combo and can retract at a moment's notice. Here I down B him, and I think I just kind of loop him. Also, yeah, if someone trades with Rosalina, Luma can kill him. He SD'd there. So that's something you can do with Luma. If you're scared to play neutral, or if you know this character can delete you, you can use Luma to play neutral for you, and she's good at it. That's a benefit over Ice Climbers you'll have with Rosalina and Luma, is you can send Luma forward to play neutral for you, unlike Nana. Nana will just stay attached to you. But while I'm here, you can also make the decision to keep to keep Luma attached to you, which basically buffs all your normal moves. So when she's attached, your normal moves are really good. When she's detached, she's playing neutral for you. That's how you gotta think of it, kind of. She's playing neutral or she's looking for setups. So I started this battle not exactly sure what was going on. You know, I was trying to gather data. I was thinking he's a sword fighter, so he's probably gonna fight me, and he's gonna be annoying because he has a sword, and I struggle with swords. But as this battle goes on, you might notice something as the viewer. This man is very fond of his tornadoes. So I wasn't gonna record this battle, but I thought of recording it because it's sloppy for me. This is like I think this is my first Rosalina and Luma battle of the day. Besides, oh no, I fought a Jigglypuff too. But this man likes his projectiles. And he has 2 stocks on. I didn't even know that while fighting him. So he was looking to do some cheats. So I had to be kind of careful with this fight. He had I think that's the not bullet bill, that's the what are those dog things called in Mario? That's what his me's supposed to be, I think. So basically, I record this battle to show that she is really good if someone tries to zone you out. She's a very good anti-zoning character. Her reflect is so long that it can sometimes cover Luma even when she's outplaying neutral for you. But don't get too crazy with the reflect, because if you're not careful, she can you can hit her out of it. So yeah, now by this point I'm starting to realize, yeah, this guy really likes his tornado. So I start using reflect a lot more. He likes his tornado and he likes his chakram a lot. He almost got the follow up there. I had to do a little sequence from there, and I think he died from it, yeah. So that was that. I'm just record that battle so you guys can see that she is very nice against zoning and camping in general. Between the fact that Luma is like a little rushdown character in her own right, and Rosalina has insanely good anti-zoning capabilities, you're gonna make some zoners really wish they weren't fighting you, which is amazing about her. And the last video I got is very sloppy because it's my first Rosalina game of the day, but I ended up winning against this Jigglypuff, and I'll show you it because there was one thing you can take away from it, but don't do anything I did in this fight. The main thing I want you to take away from it is look at her physics and look at how I'm playing her. If you notice, well, right now it's okay, but in the middle of the fight, I'm gonna hop a lot with her in neutral, and that's something you might not want to do as much as I did. I mainly record this fight so you can see what always not to do with her. You don't want to always hop around Rosalina and Luma because her hop is really committal. I get a lucky F smash there. It's Jigglypuff if she dies from me. And here she just starts like going for the same sequences. And this is my first time playing her, so I literally have no idea like what to do, like what hitboxes are gonna work against Jigglypuff. So right now I'm just scrambling, trying to like get some adaptation going. I'm studying the moves and thinking about my normals and what can I use to beat them right now. And I come to a realization that I can actually use Luma to block rollout, which isn't amazingly useful, but in this fight I didn't realize. This is, like I said, my first Luma fight, a Rosalina and Luma fight. I think this, besides random, I think this is like actually one of the first times I ever played her in this game. All of this fight was literally just like I watched some Rosalina and Luma videos and stuff like that and tried to compile it into this little guide. Not guide, it's more of like an introduction to the character. Once again, I mainly make this series so people who are looking for mains but are new to the game and don't understand all the nitty gritty of the game, they just want like a bit of an overview of the character. I mainly make this so you guys can see. Because a lot of guides out there are like for higher level stuff or for things that like if you're new to the game might not always click. So here I just use Rosalina has like Mario Brother up smash where it's her noggin is just humongous in it. And it just beats out like a lot of things. So now I'm just scrambling this fight. This is before I like really understood Rosalina and Luma displacement and all that good stuff. So right now it's literally just like a scramble for hits. I have the advantage that I have bigger hitboxes than Jigglypuff, and that's what I'm just trying to use right now. I get a dash attack. Rosalina and Luma have a really good dash attack, so don't be afraid to use that sometimes. She has good smash attacks and good dash attacks. She's really good at, like Zelda and Ness, like all the magic-y, sparkly finger characters, that's what I call them. The twinkle toe characters. All of them are good at walling people out, so is Rosalina and Luma. I whiffed the tech there, sadly, and got cheesed out of my stock. Here's why I start understanding that I can just start having Luma do some of my bidding, so I don't have to worry about losing the game. So I start sending her forward, and boom. Oh no, she doesn't die from that. Oh yeah, there we go. Like I said, she has Mario up smash, dumb. She can do some stupid stuff with her noggin. There's a common theme between Mario characters and having hard heads. Rosalina and Luma definitely cashed in on that. So yeah, there you go. That is my... I'll see when we go to training mode. I'll explain Rosalina and Luma displacement a bit more in depth so you guys can see it in a vacuum without all the other chaos going on, I guess. I'll explain the different lengths and stuff like that. This is the... I'm probably gonna do this on all my videos. At the end of the video, I'll probably go over some more technical stuff that I didn't want to go over in the pros and cons. So, like I mentioned, there's like a Rosalina and Luma displacement where Luma can be different distances from you. Right now, she's just attached to me, which means all of my normals basically are going to be powered up by Luma stuff. Which Luma hits really hard, so that's nice. That's useful. Luma hits very, very hard, actually. She trucks people. So all my normals are going to be like Luma powered up, which is going to make my punish a little bit better. But because Luma's, since she's attached to me, my side B is also kind of like my side B. And also she has a random chance of tanking certain projectiles or hits for me because she's a part of me right now. But when I detach her, I do lose the Luma power up on my normal hits like I did. But now I can make her play neutral for me. Not make her. Luma will play neutral for me sometimes. She will shoot out projectiles from a more advantageous spot. She can edge guard in this state. I can throw things to Luma and have Luma throw things back to me, and then like you can literally be playing doubles of Luma. Like I've seen people do that. So you can like put Luma out and just start doing team combos with her. I wasn't able to show it today because this is like literally my first day ever playing Rosalina and Luma. Even though I kind of enjoyed the character and stuff like that. So that's Luma displacement. Depending on how close she is to you depends on what you're going to set up with her. Generally, I think competitively, you usually see you'll see like a far Luma. Because Rosalina's neutral isn't amazing per se. And her disadvantage state's kind of fragile. So having a nice, Luma out there playing neutral for you is always usually preferable. Not always, but when I watch Rosalina and Luma competitively, I usually see Luma's out for neutral, and then for when you're in an advanced state and you want to have powered up normals, you attach Luma and start wailing on people's faces. Because when Luma's attached to you, remember, all of your normals, they hit really hard now. They hit really hard and they all have really nice hitboxes. Another thing is Rosalina and Luma, or Luma displacement, is also affected by movement. She'll keep like a weird... This is hard to control, but it's affected by movement in normals, and she'll always keep like an interesting distance from you. Let's see if I can maybe show what I was talking about. So I could do down smash, hit her back, F smash. There we go. That's what I was talking about. So you see how you can kind of like combo with Luma? This is the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff you're gonna be. If you can get it in neutral, it's humongous. Like if you can get Luma to pass back to you, and then you pass back to Luma, and then Luma can kill him or something. That's like the crazy things you can do with Rosalina and Luma when you get like really good at her. But that takes a while, so don't be upset if you just pick up the character and you're not able to do that kind of stuff yet. So yeah, that's about everything I could pump out with this character for literally just picking her up and watching some guides and looking up some stuff on her. The most notable Rosalina and Luma player in the world right now is Dabuz. Sadly, he doesn't play her as much as he used to, but he still has a insanely strong Rosalina and Luma. This is a decent. I'm not gonna say she's like top tier, but she's a pretty decent character. She's around like probably slightly below Roy, I would say, just because she does struggle against sword characters, and almost all the sword characters are good in this game. So this is Ritzy Roy signing out. Send Luma after people to edgeguard them, and look for your team combos with this character. Good luck on finding your mates.